Hello students, I am Rajesh Singh from Shri T.P. Bhatia Junior College of Science, Physics Department. Today we are going to start with the first chapter of your 12th standard, that is rotational dynamics. We have divided the topic into multiple modules. Let me start with the first one. Let us start with module number 1 of rotational dynamics, in which we will discuss some important definitions and relations from the chapter. Let's begin with the first one, circular motion. If a particle is moving along circumference of a circle, then we say it is performing a circular motion. The second point, uniform circular motion. Motion of a particle along circumference of a circle with constant speed is called uniform circular motion or UCM. The example of UCM is there on the screen, and we can observe that linear velocity is tangential at each and every point, and it is continuously changing its direction. Let us say v1 and v2 be the linear velocities of a particle performing circular motion at two different points. It is very clear from the diagram that v1 and v2 are not in same direction. That is, they are not equal vectors. Their difference will not be equal to 0. Hence, circular motion is always an accelerated motion. In the given example, v1 and v2 will have same magnitude. Point number 3, radius vector. A vector drawn from center of the circular path to the position of the particle performing circular motion is called its radius vector. Let us consider a particle is performing circular motion and it is at point A, OB the center of circular path. Then the vector drawn from point O to point A is going to be its radius vector. The next point, let us see what is angular displacement. The angle traced by radius vector in given time is called angular displacement. For example, let us consider a particle starts performing circular motion from point A and it has reached point B in some time. The angle traced by the radius vector, or the angle between the initial radius vector and final radius vector, is called angular displacement. It is denoted by theta. The SI unit of angular displacement is radian. The direction of angular displacement is given by right hand thumb rule, which says that if curled fingers of right hand are in the direction of movement of a particle performing circular motion, then the stretched thumb gives direction of angular displacement. You need to understand that small angular displacement delta theta is a vector, but the large angular displacement theta is not a vector since it does not obey law of vector addition. Let us move on to the fifth point, angular velocity. The rate of change of angular displacement with respect to time is called angular velocity. It is denoted by omega and the formula is d theta upon dt. The SI unit of angular velocity is radian per second. The direction of angular velocity is also given by right hand thumb rule. The next point, angular acceleration. The rate of change of angular velocity with respect to time is called angular acceleration. It is denoted by alpha and the formula is d omega upon dt. The SI unit of angular acceleration is radian per second square. The direction of angular acceleration is also given by right hand thumb rule. But then there are two different cases that we need to discuss now. Case number 1. If the particle is performing circular motion with increasing velocity. Students, we know if a body is moving with increasing velocity, then its acceleration is positive and the direction of acceleration is same as that of velocity. Similarly, if a particle is performing circular motion with increasing velocity, then its angular acceleration is directed towards the angular velocity. And in this case, alpha is positive. Case number 2. If the particle is performing circular motion with decreasing velocity, we all know that if a body is moving with decreasing velocity, then its acceleration is negative, also known as retardation. And direction of this acceleration is opposite to the direction of velocity. So here, if a particle is performing circular motion with decreasing velocity, then direction of its angular acceleration is opposite to the direction of angular velocity. In this case, alpha is negative. Let us see now what is time period. It is a time in which particle completes one revolution, and the frequency is the number of revolutions performed per unit time. From the definitions, it is very clear that time period is reciprocal of frequency and hence n can be written as 1 by t. In one revolution, we all know that the angular displacement theta is going to be 2 pi. Let us say the angular velocity is omega and the time for one revolution is capital T, that is time period. The displacement is velocity into time. You can say angular displacement is angular velocity into time. If we substitute the values in the equation, we get omega as 2 pi by t or 2 pi n. These relations we'll be using for solving numericals. Let us see now the relation between linear velocity and angular velocity, that is between v and omega. We have derived the relation v is equals to r omega. Now all these three quantities are vector quantities. If you look at the direction of these three quantities, that is angular velocity omega, radius vector r and linear velocity v. Remember, this linear velocity is the tangential velocity. If you see the diagram carefully, the direction of omega cross r is along v. Hence we can say that v is omega cross r. Let us see now what is the relation between linear acceleration and angular acceleration. We have derived a relation a is equals to r alpha, where a is the tangential acceleration, r is the radius of circular path, and alpha is angular acceleration. If you look at the diagram, that is the direction of these three quantities, it is very clear that alpha cross r is going to be along a. Hence we can say that a is alpha cross r.
If you have liked this module, please subscribe our channel and click the bell icon so that you don't miss any of those in future. Thank you.